Hi, I'm Michael Glidewell. I'm here with Crack Skull Record TV, and we're here with episode 6 of season 3 of In Between the Cracks with M.R, Spaz, and SOB to talk about their new album, RedVillain.
God damn, Gravemind brought all the fine wine.
Now,
Never seen a layer this.
it is. I like maybe it's fitting that like again at this point after like all the heavy shit you were saying, the next song again is Celebration with Dead to Smoochie, the remix. Yeah. Again, Dead to Smoochie.
Yeah, so again, with that beat, that's another one that after I released it and heard Pure on it, and I sat on it and thought about it for a second, I was like, yo, I need Smoochie on that beat. That beat is it just fits Smoochie so well. So I hit SOB up and was like, yo, let's get Smoochie on this.
And I was pretty excited to be on it because, I mean, it was probably one of my favorite beats I ever made. I just liked it a
Your
lot.
Pride and Joy.
No, that's a band. But no, it was I liked that beat a lot, like a ton. So I was excited to hop on it.
Yeah.
And it's technically my full-on Medicate the Mind feature because I got Pure and Zigzag on there with Smoochie. So it's like Medicate the Mind and Smoochie feature.
And yeah.
That is the bridge
Like
between
full
Smoochie and Medicate the
collaboration.
Mind.
Yeah, like the bridge, yeah.
And with the storyline, see, that's the thing. So like you go through a short version of the cycle again. You get Ransom Note, you get Afterthought, which kind of fits into the whole looking in aspect of things, that whole side of the story, and then you get Luggage, which is kind of like the really dark side of things, and then you get Celebration again. So it's like you've gone through, you faced your problems again, but this time what's actually going to fix it is not going to the Celebration. So lyrically, that's what that kind of expresses, is like, you know, I'm sorry I couldn't make it to the Celebration because I'm trying to get myself right. You know?
Yeah, you've got to be able to maintain. But I feel like that kind of like it is a really great storytelling element because the last song on the deluxe edition is Salutations.
But see, that's the thing.
And that's
So
such a
it's
great
kinda-
tie-in.
It's kind of condescending to myself in a way because that's what Celebration is it's almost like it's me being so fed up with myself and thinking I'm about to restart the cycle again.
Yeah.
That I'm so unsure of myself that I really felt like I wanted to stop making music. And that's what Salutations was. It was originally written to be like my step away from doing solo art for a little bit, but I took a break for not even gonna say 6 months. I'm gonna say something like maybe like 3 to 4 weeks, and I was like, this ain't for me, bro. I gotta go back to making music. So yeah, that's why Back to Spaz is gonna be dropping ASAP.
No, I mean, I think that makes sense. Like, it's like stepping away from music at the same time, like when that's your main outlet. It's like when you're stepping away from music, it's almost like you're kind of stepping away from the stuff that was therapeutic at the same time. So it's hard to like feel comfortable and okay when you're also not kind of creating and like getting all this shit in you out.
Yeah.
Now, and like I said, well, I guess that kind of ties in. Like, is there anything about Salutation that you want to talk about that was like a big key or point for you? Or?
I'm not even gonna lie, even though it was a song that was kind of like a shot at myself and a shot at like trying to like get myself to do better with my music and everything like that, because that was another one of them songs I was testing myself at. And so I remember hitting SOB up, and I remember him asking him, this is the kind of beat I want. And he was like, bro, we can see what I've got, because we done went through like, I think almost everything at that point. And that was one that we literally pulled out of thin air with the MPC. We just made it. And it was one that definitely like challenged me on my flow. It challenged me on how I rap. It challenged me on like my hook writing and my song writing conceptually and everything like that. And it was a big challenge for me. It's one of my favorite on the album. Like that's like one of my top. If I had a top 5 off RedVillain, I definitely would throw Salutations in there because it's probably one of my favorite songs to perform to. That third verse is just awesome. I love rapping that.
Yeah. And one of your most challenging, like it was like just all around creatively just.
But also, I didn't even think about it because after I wrote it, I realized that I wrote the perfect show closing song. Like, it's like, it's like the the On the Loose thing is like the perfect show intro, so it's weird. I wrote like the perfect show in, so
Like a natural ending song.
Play this on the Christmas stream?
I did, yeah. Yeah. This was one that y'all heard that was actually unfinished, and I did like a raw version of it, so it is kind of a different version because there's an extended ending on the one that got released. So, and I really like that extended ending too because that actually has the King Crimson
Yeah, that's right.
sample on it, and that shit is so dope.
Yeah, they get that good ass King Crimson sample in there.
Yeah, had to grab that, and it's off of Red. I forget the name of the song though.
It's Starless.
Starless, that's it. Yeah, I knew it started with an S. But it just kind of fit way too well. And I'm working on Back to Spazin right now, which is going to actually drop
Back to
a show intro on it. So like it's weird, like I'm using my releases and I'm building a show in a way out of my releases. It's crazy how that worked out. But
Yeah, well, like, I mean, like that song kind of rounds out the album. Is there anything you wanna kind of sneak peek or any behind the scenes that you're working on right now you want to talk about? Or?
No, but I will say there is something I am gonna sneak peek at because it's cool. Because I just realized that I realized this today, but there was a song that I had planned for RedVillain that got done, and we wrote it in the process the same as all the other songs. And I didn't write that much to it. I think I only had like a verse and a hook, but we were gonna move forward with it, and I ended up cutting it. It's probably the only thing that actually got cut was a song called Envy, and
I forgot about this too until he brought it up.
and we ended. It's crazy though. It's crazy how it worked because I'm not gonna tell you what it's coming out on. I'm not gonna say anything at all or anything like that. But I'm gonna say it is getting released.
Yeah.
But not as Envy and not as what it was supposed to be for RedVillain. So I'm really kind of excited for that in a way. And I think it's really interesting. And I kind of wanted to drop that because it does have to do with SOBimN. So.
Yeah, there might be something coming out soon that has been hinted at.
Can we say it in the next few months or?
Well, I'll say.
When this is coming out.
I'll say.
Do we want to make any?
Well, yeah, it'll probably be out by this time. Honestly, in all honesty, it'll probably be out by this time.
Okay, so it's on People of the South Wind Volume 2.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be the last song.
It's gonna be okay.
So. I mean, shit, if it's already out. It's not like we're hiding anything.
Yeah, it will. Yeah, true. It ain't a spoiler. I forgot that we're recording this ahead of time.
Yeah, we're recording, we got a whole other series of videos to put out before this. But yeah, the last song of People of the South Wind Volume 2 was originally meant for RedVillain.
Yeah. And
I completely forgot it, and I sent him the beat, and I'm like, dude, write to this. And he was just like, oh, I already had something written to this. I'm like,
oh shit.
God.
Yeah. And it was crazy too because I went back and pulled up the email with it named Envy, so now I've got both files downloaded in my phone, and I've been writing I've just got my old shit. So it's yeah, I mean that's the only thing that really got cut because everything was super intentional in the beat making process. Like I remember me and him, we kind of went through every single beat more than once with a fine tooth comb and was like, this needs to be here, this needs to be here, this needs to be here. Like,
because even though some of those songs do have 9 different beats on them, but I did now you bringing that up, it wasn't like, oh, we'll just throw everything in the kitchen sink in there. Yeah. They were all very intentional, and there was a couple of instances where we were getting something done and it didn't fit.
Yeah, we won't and that's another thing because on the initial thing I think we picked out 100 beats, which we narrowed down to 30, which by the end of it we ended up narrowing down to again, I think it was 15 at first, and then we went back and started.
And then I think the NPC, I got NPC and it started adding a little bit to it.
Yeah. Once we found the NPC beats, we were like, oh, we got a whole treasure trove of beats we forgot about. And then we scrammed through those and grabbed all of those and meshed those together for the deluxe tracks. And it came out really well, man. I think it's probably one of the best productions ever. And that's the thing about RedVillain. I do want to say, too, that is kind of bonus content in a way, is that even though it is a Spaz album and it is the first Spaz album I released, I really do feel like RedVillain is more of a collaboration between me and SOB, because while yeah, I'm writing all the ROMs, lyrically, the beat making process, literally, and a lot of the production process was straight SOB.
This is our mad villain.
Yeah.
Like both of you. Like that's the one thing. Like when you're listening to it, like the beat, like the influence in the beat making, and your writing and your rapping, and like knowing the beats you've made and knowing the beats SOB's made, like it does feel like a big collaboration. Like you can tell that there's two minds that were like melding on that. Like, man, it comes out amazing.
Yeah. See,
It's also a lot like rap music by Killer Mike. That's the first album that LP made all the beats for, and he raps only on one of those songs, kind of like I do.
well, difference is though, I try to get you to rap a lot more.
Well, you only asked. I said yes to every song you asked me to for this one.
Oh yeah, that's true. That is true.
Yeah. Been working on them skills, the rap.
That's
jobs.
what I'm saying though. Like if I get any beats that I feel like would fit certain people, I'm like, yo, I want to hear him on this. And with SOB, there was a lot of those. Feature wise, but like, I don't know, in the original concept, like even with Zigzag, I wasn't expecting to get him on so many either, or the Medicate them on fully, like on a song together. Like I wasn't expecting for any of that.
Well, it was such a personal album that like I don't think there was room for that many features. You know what I mean? Like it'd be weird to just be switching perspectives all the time on some of these songs.
And originally, I did have a lot more features planned, I will say that. And there was a lot of them that dropped, too, that can be kind of related to cut content in a way, because some of those features were people that I didn't get paid on time and stuff like that. Some of them were some that just didn't get done on time or whatever. So
I would definitely say though that the fact that you I don't feel like it limited it. The fact that you cut the features down or anything, because it is like, I feel like the personality is so strong in it, and like how well you can relate to it. The fact that it is more of your dynamic.
Well, I did go into it with the idea of trying to like keep the features to a minimal, just because of the fact that I knew I wanted to get Apex on it and do kind of like the Gangsta Grills thing with it. So,
Well, shizzle, we had to get that old school mixtape vibe in there, except not too loud.
but yeah, I also think that like overall between me and SOB, like you're gonna hear more RedVillain stuff, and I can't wait to see what the collabs look like in the future on it, because these came out way better than, like, originally when I was making it, I had a lot of doubts, and after hearing the final products, it's like
No reason for
as
it.
as we were working through it, it just always sounded better to me. I think it's gonna be a very hard thing to top, honestly. But I know how we're gonna top it. The next album, RedVillain 2, only sampling music from Super Monkey Ball.
Yep.
Oh my
That's the
god!
strat.
Which Super Monkey Ball?
Any of them.
though?
All of them.
Yep, cool.
Yeah.
I'll start pitching it. Super Monkey Balls, the RedVillain story. We'll make it happen.
The Super Red Monkey Ball.
The Super Red Monkey Balls.
But see, like that's another thing that came out of RedVillain as well for me, was like when I originally did Salutations and I stepped back from music, and I did take a break for like 4 weeks, and I stepped back and I just kind of reevaluated everything and went back and listened to everything, and like it really showed me that like I do got a knack for this, and I need to try to challenge myself more, because in challenging myself and putting myself in uncomfortable music positions, that's where I feel like I've grown the most, as actually being able to be put in any like, just here, do this, and then be like, okay, well fuck, I gotta do that, like, and then trying to figure out how to do that on spot. And like I've really I don't know, I think I'm not gonna try to boast or anything and say I'm the most versatile artist or anything like that, but I'm definitely gonna say that because of the Kendrick influence and because of the Tyler influence and a lot of the rappers that I'm influenced by, it really did help me in a way subliminally with this record, and that's why I acknowledge it on the lyrics in Salutations as well. So
no, I think that makes sense. A lot of my favorite artists, like one thing they say when they're like taking projects and like whether it's like acting or writing or anything is that they say you should do something that makes you nervous. Like it's important to keep doing things that kind of push your own boundaries, just because if you're only in your comfort zone, then you're not really like learning. So when they take on a project, one of their biggest influences is like, does it feel like it makes me nervous?
Fuck yeah.
yeah.
And I think that's a great outlook, like a great way. It's a great way to like keep pushing yourself, keep making yourself nervous, keep feeling uncomfortable.
I mean, and if you love it,
Constantly do when you show up.
if you love the idea for the concept of shit, go stream RedVillain now because it's out, deluxe version and bass album. But you got to listen to the bass album first.
Yeah, and we've been here for a while, and you guys have shit to do. So that's one thing at Crack Skull Records they recognize as the artist is busy. So is there anything you guys want to drop? Any last statements you want to put out here before we leave these people? Anything from Spaz or SOBimN? Anything you want to let these people know about?
Don't get your skull cracked.
And Bling Bling is the reincarnation of ODB.
Yeah, that's a fact. You don't need
Bling
to
Bling.
look into that any further. It's just a fact.
It is a fact. Don't Google it or search it up. Don't just
No, definitely Google it.
Well,
Yeah,
Google
Google
Bling
it
Bling
and find a video on YouTube of him saying it, and then
and then stop there.
and then stop there. Don't look anything.
Yeah, don't
else
look
up.
any further, like his
Yeah.
birth date or anything like
Yeah.
that.
Because then it might say otherwise.
All right, then. Well, guys, we're gonna let these people get out of here. And thanks again for tuning in to Crack Skull Records. In between the cracks, I want to thank one more time M.R. Spaz over here, and then we got SOBimN,
AKA Smoochie, who's always in
Smoochie.
between the cracks.
Smoochie's
Hey,
in the
Smoochie
cracks.
showed up for a split second. I'm digging it.
All right, guys. Thanks again. We'll see you next time. All right, we're out.
Peace.
Peace.
Man, look at that. That's what we live for. That shit beautiful, man. You see that shit,
Hope
man?
you've enjoyed what you've seen in season 3 of In Between the Cracks. If you would, just like and subscribe, click that notification bell, and tune in with our next episodes. Follow us, leave comments on what you want to know about the artist, and we look forward to seeing you next time.